Welcome to buy versus rent. Today we're going to talk about owner-occupied multifamily real estate. Let's jump right into it. Before we even talk about multifamily homes and owner-occupied multifamily homes, it's important to understand what the definition is for a single-family home, which is essentially just a standalone home. The primary owner could live in it as a primary residence, or you can live in it with roommates. So you can go, with however many roommates your apartment legally allows. And this is pretty interesting because you can get income from those tenants that live with you. But obviously there's the inconvenience that you're sharing space and you're living in the same house. There is also what is called multifamily homes. And this will be a unit, or that will be a property containing more than one housing unit. So that could be a duplex, a condo. You can purchase one and essentially have both, or the multiple units rented to tenants, or you as the owner can decide to live in one of the units. And that is what a owner-occupied multifamily home is. And I want to spend a little more time just talking about why a multifamily home can be appealing, and what are the things to watch out for while living in a multifamily home. I myself have been very interested in getting into a multifamily home. It is a little daunting because obviously the price is a little higher, but there are some key benefits that make it particularly attractive. Some of the main benefits of a multifamily home will be, obviously getting that monthly cash flow to pay your property's mortgage. If you live in a single family home and you do have roommates, obviously you get the cash flow from the roommates and you're able to put that towards your mortgage. However, there's a downside that you have to share space, living space with, either friends or strangers, and that comes with downside. So this will be one of the benefits of a multifamily home, that you can have, your own space and still get tenants that you can use their cash flow to pay your mortgage. The real key favorable term for me is also that you have more favorable loan terms and loan interest rates towards purchasing a primary residence where it's a multifamily home. And some of the benefits are, for example, the income you would get from the additional housing unit can be used to calculate your mortgage, or it can be used as your income that will be used in calculating the mortgage that you qualify for, right? So let's say your annual income is $50,000, and you plan to get a multifamily home, and from that second property you plan to get, let's say, $1,000 a month, just to keep the number simple. Then the income that you would be able to declare to the bank, not declare, but that the bank would be able to use to calculate the mortgage that you qualify for, will be your $50,000 a year plus the additional $12,000 that you would get from that property. So technically you could qualify for a much larger loan, and the added benefit versus just buying a multifamily home where the owner doesn't occupy one of the units is that the interest rates are more favorable. If you try to go with an investment property, typically the interest rates are higher. I do not have numbers. Maybe in a follow-up video I can share specific numbers to show how the interest rate varies. But if it is a primary residence loan, then the interest rate is more favorable. And the last benefit obviously is property management is easier. It's easier to, know exactly what's happening, or you kind of know exactly what's happening with your property just because you live next door. So, all in all, I think there's some real good benefits. Obviously, there's extra tax benefits in being able to, use the interest that you're paying towards the loan as tax deductible. Some of the repairs that you do, the maintenance that you do as tax deductible. So from that point of view, there's really a lot of benefits. For me personally, the biggest benefit is the added cash flow, the privacy of having your own space, and the favorable loan terms that you could get, because obviously if you can get a $200,000 house that's multifamily versus $100,000 that's a single family unit, let's say you get 5% appreciation on either one of them, the appreciation on the multifamily will be a lot higher. So it is a good way to quickly build wealth, and to do so low risk. But obviously there's some drawbacks that come with that. So let's spend a little bit of time looking at the drawbacks and some of the caution or things to think about, really, if you're thinking about going with this option. One of the big ones is you're actually living next to your tenants. Not only that sucks for you as the, or I can imagine, right, depending on your personality, the personality of the tenants, that could suck for both of you, right? As the owner, you're at your tenant's fingertips, right? Everything that goes wrong, they can reach out, come to you. You know, the light is not working, the sink is leaking, they're hearing weird noises, you know, whatever, right? Any and every complaint that they have, they can just come to your door at all hours and ask, you know, for you to deal with it immediately. So that can be difficult, and it can be difficult for the tenants, right? Nobody wants to live next to their landlord, and that make it harder to find prospective renters. And the last, you know, drawback or caution is, you know, the conflict of interest that may occur. And, you know, conflict of interest is more in the sense of, you know, if you live next to your tenants, chances are you're actually gonna become good friends with them, right? Depending on your personality, you know, where you are in your life, and, you know, the type of tenant that you have, it is very likely that you're gonna become, you know, have a good relationship with tenants. I mean, that's really what you want, right? You want a good relationship with them. But where that becomes a problem is if the tenant, you know, has issues, becomes delinquent of the rent. It's hard to enforce some of those rules or to take harsher measures when you're dealing with somebody that you're friends with, and, you know, if you're dealing with a stranger. So those are some of the drawbacks. I hope I did a decent job explaining, you know, what a multifamily home is, what an occupier multifamily home is, and why it is something that could be attractive, and why, you know, you need to be cautious if you're going in that direction. If one day I'm lucky to purchase a multifamily home, I'll make sure to share more information. Please give me a thumbs up and a like to the video. If you like the video, also, you know, try to subscribe for future videos. With that, I will end the video here. Thank you very much, and have an amazing day.